Hey guys, so welcome to my very first Ask Missy. I asked all my Twitter followers for questions and I got a ton, so I'm gonna go through them right now. So my first question comes from Courtney Allen. She says, what is the coolest thing Ollie has ever done? The coolest thing is that he smiles, and yesterday he just giggled. It was the cutest thing ever. Okay, Jackie Witchell asked, how big of a role does your faith in God play in your parenting style? Well, I kind of feel like right now we're not technically parenting, but when we do start to, parent Oliver and stuff, I think that God will play a really, really big role in our parenting style. Bree asked, does baby Ollie have any birthmarks? He doesn't. Me and Brian kind of hoped he would have something kind of cool, but he has no birthmarks. Hart asked, what do you take to increase your milk supply? I actually don't take anything, but I do drink a ton of Gatorade, which I did hear actually increases milk supply. So I don't know if that works or not. Katie May asked, if you were to name your next child, what would you name him or her? Nice try. Bryce Harvey asked, what type of vlogging camera do you use? I use a Canon PowerShot ELPH 330HS and it's super pink and cute. Dana Ryan asked, what are your future career plans? Will you return to work, stay-at-home mom, or YouTube? Right now, my main goal is to be a stay-at-home mom. To my children, I want to give them as much time and attention that they need. But if there ever does come a time in my life where I'm like, I want to do something, I would probably want to do something in the doula services. I love anything that has to do with pregnancy, and I'd love to just be a support for women out there. Fato Barrow asked, if baby Ollie was a girl instead, what would you consider naming him? Okay, if baby Ollie was a girl, I would name him... Nice try. Vivian asked, when is baby Ollie next big photo shoot, or are you planning to have one? I think his next photo shoot will probably be when he's 3 months old. That way his next milestone is really his head being held up. We're just gonna wait a little bit longer till then, and I'm sure Brian will do it because it'll just be an easy, simple photo shoot and it'll be really fun. George Mengen asked, have you and Brian ever thought about getting your own home? Of course we have. We're so excited. We're hoping within the next year or two we'll be able to purchase our own home, which will be super fun. Hey, it's Amy asked, does your family support you having a YouTube channel? They do. They absolutely love YouTube. They love that we are able to just document our life and document baby Ollie's life. And of course, Brian's family loves it because they don't live close to us, so they can watch him and watch Oliver grow and watch our family. And so YouTube is just a huge blessing, and our family just completely supports it and loves it. Vlog Fan says, if you had a daughter, what would you name her? If I had a daughter, I think I would name her... Nice try. Carissa McCartney asked, how did you feel when you got divorced from Brian, and why did you get divorced? So if you don't know, definitely go watch my Draw My Life video, because that kind of reveals a bit of juicy gossip. But me and Brian did get divorced about a year after we got married. We were just so young and we just didn't know what we were doing. Getting divorced was really hard. It was really sad. And the kind of funny thing about it is that we were only divorced for a month before we got back together. We were split up for about 5 months, and we took some time apart, and we really just kind of got our priorities together, and then we decided we actually did really love each other and we were meant to be together, and God brought us back together, and it was all meant to be, and it was all for a reason and a purpose. Now we're back together and we love each other and everything's perfect. Okay, Lena asked, did you have a girl name picked out for Oliver? What was it? We did, and it was probably gonna be... Nice try. All right, Bethany Ayers asked, how do you and Brian parent together? Any parenting differences? Me and Brian, for the most part, have very similar parenting choices. I mean, especially since we've been together so long, we've discussed how we want to raise our child and things like that. But if there were to ever come up differences, we really just kind of talk it through, figure out what is the best option, and we just make a decision together. For instance, I think one of the things that we kind of came up with, Brian had a little bit of an issue with a pacifier. We weren't sure if we wanted to use a pacifier, if that was an option we wanted to do. So we really just did our research and we decided that we wanted to use a pacifier, and that was gonna be our options. As far as parenting in the future, I think that we're gonna be really well figured out how we wanna do it, and I'm not too worried about it. Emma asked, have you ever been to Ireland? If not, would you like to come here sometime? I have not been to Ireland, and I would love to go to Ireland because I absolutely love Ireland and Scotland and the accents and the culture and your history, and it's just all amazing, and I'd love to go out there sometime. Courtney Wooster asked, what would you have named Oliver if he was a girl? If Oliver was a girl, I probably would have named him or her. Nice try. Okay, in all seriousness, we have a girl's name picked out and other boy names, but really, we're gonna keep that a secret because if you don't know us already, we love announcing things and making videos, but we're so excited to tell you when we do end up having another boy or girl. Michelle Engel says, what is your favorite part about being a mom? What is your least favorite part about living in California? My favorite part about being a mom is definitely all the snuggles and cuddles I get to have with Oliver, and of course I just love seeing him reach his milestones and growing up and getting bigger. It's just so much fun to get to see your little boy just like grow up. And my least favorite thing about living in California is probably the heat when it's like the dead of summer, but the cool thing is that it only lasts for a few months and then it's really, really beautiful weather the rest of the year. The other thing is that it is really expensive here. It's not the cheapest place to live, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. All right, Courtney Wooster asked, do you plan to travel with Oliver? We definitely plan to travel with Oliver. We can't wait to start taking like vacations, and I think there's something really cool about being able to like show your child the world and get to experience different cultures and places with them. Katie Pooh asked, for your next child, would you prefer Oliver to have a little brother or sister? I think I would definitely prefer a little girl because I've already experienced that little boy, and I'd love for him to have a little girl or a little sister. But at the same time, if we had a boy, he'd have a little buddy and it'd be so cute, and they'd like run around in the mud and play in the rain and catch worms and bugs together, and that'd be cool too. Okay, last question is from Brian Lanning. Why are you so bootiful? Really? Alright guys, that's all my questions. I hope you guys enjoyed my very first Ask Missy. For my next Ask Missy, I'm going to take questions from YouTube. So leave your questions in the comments below. Thumbs up if you liked my video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! And he's really feeling like, you know, and hoping for the best that we're not gonna need any surgery, but if it doesn't go away, surgery could happen. Hoping and praying that it just kind of goes away on its own. I've heard cases where it just goes away within 2 months, and I've seen sometimes it just doesn't and they need surgeries. Oliver actually has a tiny bit of fluid in his